So we're in the driver's seat of my 2017 Toyota Tacoma, and my current layout is you have your scan gauge 3 to the left. Below that is your switch panel. To the right of the steering wheel, you have your quad lock mount. We have the camera mount there, and then these two mounts are currently open. You have the radio, of course, from Trail Grid Pro. I got this about 2 years ago. Really like it. But moving down, we have all your OEM switches. One is missing there, and that's going to come in handy. I'll tell you why later. We have an open compartment here. So when I was trying to find a place to mount the radio, of course, I can mount the radio under the seat, whether it's under the driver's seat, which is pretty dirty. I can also mount it under the passenger side, or I even thought about mounting it in my SHW off-road tall seat delete, the 40%. I was thinking about maybe mounting it right here, then running a wire from right here up there. But what I think I'm going to try to do is, mount the main unit of the radio in my glove compartment, since I don't use it as much as I should. So the idea currently is that I'm going to mount the radio here on the mount that was provided. Then I'm going to take the power supply and run the power supply out to the right. Then I'll take the mic that's on the right side. I have a little extension. I'm gonna run it to the left, and then have the extension to connect to the mic in this location. And then I'm gonna mount the mic up here. So that way, if I want to take off the mic and hide everything, I can just put everything back in the glove box and no one would know. Of course, the challenges to that plan is, I don't know what's to the left and to the right of this. Want to understand, it might be some important computer components. And then of course, I want to make this easy to take out for whenever I have to check my cabin air filter. So we're going to try to do as much work outside of the truck as possible. I took the top tray that goes inside the glove box out so I can drill holes in it. I'm going to take the mount, the part that has the 4 holes in the back, I'm going to use that kind of like as an anchor. And I'm thinking, as long as the front of the radio doesn't stick out past this lip that's there, the glove box should still be able to open and close and function as normal. I'm thinking maybe something like that, the way that it's set up there. So we're going to test fit the radio first and see if that's where we want it in the glove box. So of course, this is the front, this is the top. I want to mount it like that. I wouldn't mind mounting it at its lowest setting. Here, I think that'll be good. And leave some room for some airflow underneath, and of course above. This is the bag of accessories that it comes with. They really don't provide a lot of instructions with it, so I just take it, these 4 small screws are for the sides. Since I'm test fitting it, I'm not going to screw it down all the way. I just want to do a couple turns. And then this will also help me determine how far up I can mount it. So the radio is mounted. It's not going anywhere. It's good in there. Radio's mounted. Looking good, looking flush. It's a little bit side of the mark I wanted to the front of this, but that's good. One thing, if you decide to mount it here, just remember the passenger side of this mount is square, so you want to be lined up with that. This one does kind of kick out a little bit as it goes. But the plan for right now is to have the power and the antenna running right through the glove box wall, down through the kick panel, through the little pillar. We'll go over that. And then for the front here, the goal is, and what I might do is have the mic extension cable here, run it through this back hole right here, then through the wall of the glove box, and then come out where my OEM button is missing. So we'll see how that goes. On to the vehicle. So we're on the passenger side in front of the glove box. I installed the radio there so I can get a sense of where I want to run the wires to. On the right side against here is where the ECU is, so we don't want to drill straight through here and hit wires. And on the left side here, you still have the wires for the stereo and some other components. So the best approach, in my opinion, we're going to remove the glove box totally, and from there we'll drill the holes we want in there and make sure that those holes don't interfere with the wiring to either side of the glove box. There's a really good video online that showed you how to remove the glove box. I'll go ahead and tag that below. No need to recreate the wheel on that one. All right, I'll see y'all whenever this glove box is out. So if you followed those instructions, it was pretty simple to take out the glove box. And this is all the stuff in there behind the glove box. So you definitely want to take it out before you start drilling into random stuff. And this is the glove box itself. Mine's kind of dirty because it's been in there since 2017. Huh, I wonder where that is. Oh, it's the spring for the glove box to open. Okay, anyway. So that's it for that. So you'll see where it goes in at. We should be able to drill where I want to drill at. The only question is going to be this side here. I think I'm going to move the hole. That I was thinking about putting in the corner a little bit further up here, probably about midway. And then that hole, of course, is going to run through here and come out here for the microphone. All right, let's get back to the table and drill out these holes. So we finally got the radio in place where I want to put it at. So now we're in the process of running wires. So this is the microphone here. I don't like this bend too much. I might try to find like a right elbow or right angle there to bring it down. Whenever you're mounting this, if you mount this in your glove box, be aware that this sticks out a little bit further, so you need to have clearance for that. but I'm good on my end. So I drilled a hole for the mic extension cable. It comes out here, then the mic is mounted right there. And then we're running the power out of the right side of the dashboard. You can see the little white connection back there. We're also going to run the antenna through that same hole. As you can see, it's coming out of the side here. We're going to run it through the kick panel, then run it under this, the door trim piece, and then we're going to bust the left and then go through the grommet that's in the floor there. Besides that, that's pretty much the game plan. I might have an issue with the antenna. I don't think the cable is long enough. But what I might do is I have a piece from the KC wire management for lights up top. I might put that on my passenger side and run it down through there, and then through the firewall in the engine bay behind this glove box, and then just plug it straight into the radio. But I haven't messed with the firewall on this side because I have, well, on the passenger side, because I have the cold air intake with the snorkel, and then I also have the ARB mount there with the, of course, the ARB twin air compressor. So now it's time to install the antenna. I already installed it kinda, so I'm just gonna show you what I did. Ended up doing was mounting it on the roof in the center, running it along the up top overland rack, running it down the channel. There's like a little channel. I ran the wire down through there. Coming in through here, I had to remove the ARB twin compressor, and then putting it through the firewall after I moved the ARB. Like I said, I already kind of did it, but you can see there. So you can see to the right there, there's the main wire pack. You can run it through there if you want to, but I chose not to. And then over to the left, where that little, you can see that little nipple right there, I ended up running the wire through there, and it comes out right behind your kick panel on the inside. Let's go check it out. So we're on the passenger side where your kick panel is. Your kick panel is normally right here. So this is all the electronics you don't want to mess with. And this is where all those main wires, the big hole that I showed you around front, the one on the right, that's where all those wires come into. Now behind here, where this singular wire comes out, that's where we ran the antenna cable through, right there. You kind of get a better look up here where that cable came out at. See that black cable over to the right? That's our antenna cable. That feeds into the side of the glove box. So right now, in the glove box we have hooked up is the antenna. I'm gonna run the power. I've been thinking about how I want to run the power, whether I want to run it to my auxiliary battery in the back or change where I'm gonna run the power from. So instead of running it to the auxiliary battery, I'm gonna hook it up to the main battery and connect it to the switch. That'll save me some time in setup. And what I'm gonna do is, instead of running it to the right, I'm gonna run it through the left, through the extension holes here, and that should make it easier. I'm gonna just run it behind the dash there, then it's gonna come out under there into the engine bay, and then to the switch panel. So should be pretty easy. So this is the completed look at my install of the BTECH GMRS-50PRO radio. We took the radio and connected it to our new switch panel here, made by Hope Go off of Amazon. The link for this panel will be down in the description. The reason why I really like this panel is it's magnetic, but then you can remove it. It's not connected to any other wires. So I can take this outside the vehicle if need be, like whenever I'm airing up or airing down, I can just hit my, and just turn it straight off. The same thing with the lights that's under the hood, the driver's lights, everything else. It has a master on and off switch on the side here, and then is also rechargeable by USB-C. But for our purposes, today we wired it up to our radio switch. Then once that's on, it is on now. We have the main radio mount to our right. This is the one where you control the radio that is tucked away somewhere. The cable, the main cable here, is connected to an extension cable for where the radio is mounted at. I just knocked out one of these blocks that I wasn't using here, a blank space, and then just ran it from there to the radio. This other microphone here is the Bluetooth microphone for BTECH. I believe it is the BS-22. Yeah, BS-22. Really nice microphone. I like it. And then the company that makes this dual microphone holder is another Amazon company. The link for this dual microphone holder will be in the description below. The only thing I had to do with this one is I had to route out this other little hole so it could hold flush, so we could hold this microphone flush with the little knob that's sticking out back there. And that's it. Okay, from there we have the actual radio, which I decided to put in my glove compartment. So whenever I'm not using it, I can take the microphones that's on the stand and just put them here in the glove compartment. I really don't use the glove compartment anyway, so it was a perfect place to put the radio. You can see where the extension for the microphone goes off into the left hole that I drilled into the glove box there. And then also the power cable goes out of that hole to the left and connected to the battery that runs to the runs through the firewall under the driver's side kick panel. To the right here, to the top right, I drilled out another hole, and that is ran through the firewall on the kick panel on the passenger side. It runs up the A pillar and then on top of the roof right there in front of my Starlink mini mount. So let's go see what it looks like up there. So that's what it looks like up here. It's not a mini stub mount, but I like the antenna so far. So that's it. That's the install over a couple of days. So far, I really like the setup. We'll see how the main unit works inside the glove box, see if it overheats, see if it has enough air circulation around it. I think it does, but we'll see how it performs. If you would like a how-to video with how to work this radio, comment below and let me know if I should make that or not. I'm not a real big radio guy, but I know how to take radio terminology and break it down for the layman. So I'll let you know the features that I use and what's useful for me, and how everything really works. So just let me know. Until then, guys, I'll talk to you later.